Hey, Pam, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
that's good. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right, we live. So let me bring up Derek Ray.
Hey, what group you in?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Hey, I hear everybody.
Can you hear and see me?
Yeah, I can see you. So here we go, guys. We are live. And my name is Charles Ivory, and I'm really excited to kick off this Wealth-a-thon. We're going to be here all week. And one of the good things about it is we're going to be telling some powerful testimonies about the MWR Financial Edge membership. Okay. Now, many of you have probably have heard my stories. I have told it many a times on different platforms, on different stages, all over social media. But what's great about tonight is I get to share some testimonies from some powerful individuals that's taken the Financial Edge membership and taking it to a whole nother level. So in our Financial Edge membership, we have what we call Wealth Max, we have Credit Max, we have Equity Max, and we also have Money Max. And I'm gonna go through each one of these maxes with you guys. But the best thing about it is I'm gonna bring up some powerful testimony so they can tell you how the Financial Edge membership has helped them. So the first person that I'm going to bring up is this young lady. She is the princess to my financial kingdom. Okay, so by me saying that she's a princess, that lets you know that she is my daughter. Okay, now the reason why I brought her up because I've been telling this story about my granddaughter, and she kind of came famous in MWR financial world, and I've been noticing her testimony being blasted all over Facebook, all over Instagram, and even on YouTube. So right now she's out serving our country. She's in the Navy. She's somewhere around Egypt, somewhere serving our country. So the best person other than myself that can tell you a little bit about her testimony is her mother. So I'm going to bring up my beautiful daughter, Pam. Pam, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, Pam, what I want you to do is for those people that do not know Deja and not familiar with her testimony, I kind of want you to explain how the Financial Edge Credit Max membership helped her.
Okay. Well, as he said, my daughter Deja, she just graduated high school in 2019. And I want her to start life off on the right step because Charles Ivory has always told me growing up, credit is very important. So we pulled her credit and noticed that her credit had been compromised. Even though she had a credit of 356, her credit had been compromised. So Mr. Ivory decided we're going to do NWR, the Financial Edge, the Credit Max, and we did that. They took off the compromise that was on there, and her credit score shot up from a 356 to a 763. And she has been able to do so much more than anybody at the age of 19 can do without a co-signer, without me, without her grandfather, without a grandmother. Her credit score jumped up with this MWR finance, and it started off perfect.
All right, hey, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been telling that story, all over the world because it is truly amazing. I remember when I uploaded that credit score, it was 2 months later, man. I couldn't believe that they fixed her credit that fast. Now, how did how did that make Deja feel once her credit score had jumped up to 763?
Oh my gosh, she was sitting on top of the world. You couldn't tell her nothing. She knew she was able to get whatever she wanted. She got her cell phone, she got her car. My baby was super excited.
Super excited. Now, you also have a great testimony as well. So, after Deja got the Financial Edge membership and her credit score boosted up, what did you do?
I signed up. I wanted my credit score to go up.
So what did it do for you? Because you got an amazing story that I think everybody need to hear as well. So how did the Financial Edge membership, Credit Max, help you?
Well, it helped me because I started out in the dumps with, my credit being not good. And I ended up getting me a car and I had put a huge down payment down. And because of the things I was going through, I had to voluntarily give my car back. I had a voluntary repo, and it showed up on my credit as a voluntary repo, which led me I could not get hardly anything on my credit. I couldn't do nothing. When I signed up for NWR, I downloaded my credit report on there. And within a few months, I would say like maybe 2 months max, I got a letter saying that was deleted off of my credit report. The voluntary repo was completely gone. They didn't erase it. It's not vanished. It's not coming back. It is completely gone. And my credit score shot up from that point. And also I got a email a few months ago that said that I got another $5,909 debt removed off of my credit. That has enabled me to move from where I was currently living, which was a low income housing. Now I currently live in a 3-bedroom condo because of my credit.
That's outstanding. Now, when you get your credit to where you want it to be, what are your future plans that you have for your newfound credit?
Oh my God. Number one is to stay out of debt. That's number one. And NWR is going to help me stay out of debt. And number two, we're going to buy us a house. We're in the process of buying us a house.
Now that's amazing. Now that's truly amazing. Now Deja credit score story was my number one story, but I think getting a voluntary repossession off of your credit and then another $5,000 worth of debt is a nice story for everybody to understand. So now that we're out of debt, now let's talk about debt. The next gentleman that I want to bring up, I have a lot of respect for. One of the reasons why, because we always say that everybody has two objectives that they have to accomplish. And he done slayed the first objective. The second objective is not so easily met, but he is working on that second objective. But I'm going to let you hear from him because of where he is right now is where I want to go. So, Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you fine. Joe, what I want you to tell the people is, what do you do for a living? And also tell people, how did the Financial Edge membership help you? Now, you're going to be talking about that Equity Max, okay? So, Equity Max, what can you tell us about Equity Max?
Well, first I got to give it up to you, because if it wasn't for you, man, I would be right back in that rat race like everybody else. So to answer your first question, what do I do? Now I'm the homeschool principal. But prior to this shutdown of the nation, I was just relaxing, bro. I've been retired now for over 3 years. Truly retired. For the military, I did 24 years. And once I got hold of the strategies you showed me, I didn't went back to work since. And so I achieved the first one of the two objectives, which is time freedom. So I don't work. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. And so now I'm working on financial freedom. So I'm chasing you at this point because I'm trying to be debt free.
Okay, so when you say you're being debt free, how are you becoming debt free? What are you doing now to become debt free?
Well, now I'm getting smarter with my money because, in the military, you're going to do nothing without a plan. And so what Equity Max did, they gave me a better plan than what I had before. I was in another debt program, and it had me getting out what I thought was a good time, which is like around 8 years. And I had to put a substantial amount of money down each month. But once I got introduced to Equity Max, it got me down to 7 years and way less money added to my bills. And so by following their plan and being conservative with the plan, I decided to go ahead and add a little extra fire to it. And so I paid off a $6,000 dish set 6 months early. And then I paid my daughter car off a year early.
Outstanding, man. Now that's powerful all by itself. So Equity Max built you a plan that was better than your creditors' plan on getting out of debt. So when did you say you should be out of debt? They should have given you a debt freedom date. When was that date?
April 2027.
April 2027. That's going to be right around the corner. So I tell you, Equity Max is where you need to be. If you're in debt, hey, they got the financial blueprint for you. So, hey, that's great. So now, hey, I should have started off with this one first because this is Money Max, and I love money. So, Money and Max, man, that's what it's all about. So the next gentleman I'm about to bring up, hey, he's fighting for this great nation too. He's a soldier. When I met him a couple of years ago, he was dealing with some financial hardships. So, Mr. Moore, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Charles. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you just fine, Anthony. So, Anthony, this is what I want you to tell the people, because this is powerful. You was in a little financial hardship, and I told you that I can help you increase your cash flow. So I want you to talk about the first strategy when it comes to income shifting. And when you got your Financial Edge membership, what did you do with Money Max, and how did it help?
Yeah, Charles. And it's funny you said that, man, because you actually hound me down for about 6 months. But long story short, man, I actually sat down and listened to the information that you was telling me, man, and it all came down to it with strategy number one, man, just being able to go back and revisit that W-4 form. Okay, that's the form that you fill out when you first start your job, you know, for most people that work. The problem is most people don't understand that form. They assume the form is asking for dependents. They put the number of dependents on that form and they turn it into their human resource. Well, what I learned was by you having that form filled out incorrectly, that's allowing a cash flow shortage in your household. Okay, so with strategy number one, man, I was able to take my 2 pay stubs from my current job. Okay, I was able to upload that and give it to our Money Max experts. And those guys went through and filled it out, man. They kicked it back to me within a few days. I was able to turn that into my human resource. And I got an additional $718 on my very next paycheck. So, wow. So with that system alone, I mean, it saved me a ton. I was no longer in the highest tax bracket. Okay. And to make a short story shorter, Charles, I think one of the things that I go out and I try to share with people, man, this is not about tax evasion. Okay, this simply taxation. So that was powerful for me. And get this. Now we know the more money that we make, the more Uncle Sam take. Okay, so with me being an officer in the military, I just got promoted to the next level, to the next rank. So with me getting promoted, I was able to send my W-4 form, my pay stub back to the experts. Okay, I went up. The more money you make, the more they take. So guess what? That went from 718 to 836. See, though, so that's powerful, man. That's powerful.
Hey, that's powerful all in itself. Now, hey, I want you to explain this, because when people adjust their W-4, a lot of people believe that at the end of the year, they're going to end up owing taxes. So a lot of people are kind of afraid of adjusting that W-4 because everybody loves a refund. So I want you to kind of explain what a refund is. And then I want you to also talk about what Money Max did with you as far as taxes is concerned.
Got you. Yeah. So one of the things I tell a lot of people, man, re means again and fund means money, right? So in other words, that's your money again. Okay. Most people don't realize is your CPA not doing you a favor. Okay, you overpaid on taxes all year. Can you still hear me, Charles?
I can hear you. You good?
Okay, so you overpaid on taxes all year, and then what happens is the government gives it back to you at the end of the year, almost as an interest-free loan. See, I've been doing this for the last 15 years in my career, and I didn't know this. And then what happens is at the end of the year, it's kind of given to you as a tax-free loan. Then it's going to get taxed again. So in my case, with me income shifting, the only thing I did was lower my taxable income. Okay. I pretty much just went from a high tax bracket to a lower tax bracket. But by having the business, now I'm able to ethically, legally, and morally write off my lifestyle. So what happens is now I'm able to write off the mileage from my car. Okay. Everybody drives a car every single day to and from work. How about being able to get 58 cents per mile? Most people are paying rent or mortgage for their home. Why not be able to write off a square footage of your home? See, these are the things that I was doing. These are the things that I was implementing from learning from the Money Max team. What about hiring your children? See, in most cases, your children are costing a lot of people money. So being able to hire my kids to assist me in my home-based business, that right there was a tax deduction. My cell phone, my internet. See, all of these things right here are now tax deductible. I didn't know this first, and these are just some of the common things. See, we got 475 plus deductions for home-based business owners. Okay, so to make a short story shorter, Charles, I was able to take my business expenses, right? Because I don't call them bills anymore. I call them business expenses. I was able to give that to my CPA. And what happened then was my taxes were pretty much done. My tax liability was low. I broke even at the end of the year. And instead of me getting a refund, I got a fund back, but it wasn't a refund because the government says, you know what? It takes money to make money. So guess what? A percentage of all of these expenses that you have goes back to you, Ant. See, so a short testimony for me, man, is I didn't overpay in taxes all year. I kept most of my money all year. And then at the end of the year, I still got a fund back. It just wasn't a refund. Okay. So that's pretty much how it went, man. That's life-changing, you know, to be able to get that amount of money back. Because I think about it, man, if I settled for a refund, man, my income still would have been low as an income tax at the end of the year. Okay. But being able to write off $20,000 of expenses, things that I was going to do anyway, I was able to still get an $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 fund back at the end of the year. You can't beat that, man. That's winning. So the Money Max team and the experts, they was able to help me with that, man. And they was right there, right at my fingertips. But any questions that I had, they was right there for me.
Hey, that's wonderful. And I had to chase you down 6 months for you to have that testimony. Hey, but you know, it's kind of funny because you ain't the only one that I've been chasing. People are running away from money. So I'm glad we're really having this wealth-a-thon because we got to show people what MWR Financial is doing for ordinary and everyday people, man. Hey, congratulations on your promotion. Hey, I salute you for serving this country, this great nation, being on the front line of freedom, and now you on the front line for financial freedom, man. So thanks, Anthony. Now, that was a powerful testimony, and that was one of the reasons why I probably should have started with him first with that Money Max, then hit Credit Max and Equity Max. But I'm going to sum it all up with the man himself that went through all the maxes. He done maxed out all the maxes, right? And I got a lot of respect for this gentleman. One, because he has hit the highest rank that you can hit in the United States Army, and he is striving to hit the highest rank that you can hit in MWR Financial. So with no further ado, Mr. Derek Ray, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Thank you, Charles. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you, Derek. So now, Derek, you done been through all the maxes. So you done lowered your taxes. You done increased your credit score. You have eliminated some debt. And now that you got all of this cash flow, what are you doing with it? And explain what the Wealth Max is for.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, again, my name is Derek Ray from Augusta, GA, and that is right. Let me explain to you a little bit. The Wealth Max, man, like I say, I went through all the maxes, the Money Max, the Credit Max, the Equity Max. Yes, I basically adjust my W-4. I basically got a little money back from that. I saved some more money per month, which is about $300. Then turned out to be almost $3,600 for the year. And then I turned around and got my credit right. And so at the time when I started, I was at a 772. But then about 30 to 45 days later on the Credit Max, I jumped my credit on up to an 801. And so basically I'm still staying right there at the top. But then with Equity Max, I'm still in the Equity Max too. Like I said, I ain't paid off all my debt, but I'm still working with the experts with that one. We're still making adjustments and as we go. And I can tell you right now, my debt-free date going to be 2029 in September. So that's going to be my debt-free date. I'm talking about not just me. I'm including that with my sons, my daughter, my wife, and everybody who's connected to me, who basically going to be debt-free at the same time. And so now we talk about with the Wealth Max. Stop the presses right here. You got to hear this right now. Private reserve account. Write that down. Private reserve account. This is one of the Wealth Max's best wealth building strategies that I basically came across. What it's done for me, basically all of what it is part of your MWR financial membership. All you got to do is click the button and schedule your constellation. And once you get your appointment with one of the experts, they're going to contact you. They're going to break you down through all your financial affairs. They're going to go through all your money. They're going to see basically what you have settled that's left over, basically start investing. And so with me, I had a pretty good change left over because I did all the first and second strategies. And so with me, I had a choice to do a 300 to 500 to start off, just basically making the numbers. So I took the 500, and I'm basically right now in the process of going through getting my account set up. So once that account gets set up, I'm going to be able to enjoy a lot of the growth and the gains that the stock market could do. Like I say, I'm not the expert. So they had experts doing this. But like I say, we're going through working with some of the experts. I have a good understanding now that I can save as much as I need to save year after year after year up until my retirement date. And guess what? My millionaire date is going to be 2034, just to let y'all know. So we already got that broke down too. So 2034, that's my millionaire date. So, but it ain't going to stop there. We're going to keep that going. But tax-free private reserve account, you just can't beat that. Now, let me give you a little bit about when the Charles introduced me. Yes, I was in the Army. I got the highest rank on the enlisted side up to Sergeant Major. Like I say, I served for 30 years. But guess what? If I was just thinking about me, I would have cash flow just to take care of me only. But I wasn't selfish that way. I wasn't grown up that way. So not being selfish at all. So with that thought process, I basically started the home-based business when I got into MWR Financial and went through all the maxes. The Wealth Max right now is where I'm at. Opening up my account. After I get mine settled, my daughter Jasmine Ray, who's also in the business, she's going to be opening up her account. She's going to start on a smaller scale because she's already going through all the maxes too. And so, because she didn't have a low credit, she didn't have a lot of debt. She's basically been taking care of her student loans, because she's been keeping it low throughout her time. So she's been getting a good coach all throughout the years. But she's going to get started too, so that's coming soon. But back to where I was at. Now, after serving 30 years in the military, like I say, I've seen a lot of folks who basically, what we was all training, just like they'll tell with Joe, hey, you go retire, you go out, get a job, and then keep on humping. But I wasn't seeing that wasn't my thought process, because if you get out and then start doing another job, that's like great. And so you would never get a chance to get from your life. You'd be working all your life. And so I'm setting up stuff for my families and the generations after me, for my kids' kids. And so when we go through that, I'm just going to let you know right now, like I say, I'm glad they're in the business right now. My son and daughter, like I say, they learned a lot. And like I say, I'll advise anyone out there, if your son, daughter, like I say, if they under the age, like I say, of 17, 18, just like Anthony said, go ahead and get your home-based business, get it started, and hire your children. And like I say, get them in the business. So once they get old enough and get more money generating, then you'll basically be able to open up your own private reserve account also. And so going back with the Army thing, a lot of folks who was getting out, man, just letting you know my testimony, I got tired of seeing folks that was basically older than me who's been in the Army. They pass away. and they was getting like retirement checks, disability checks. They was getting all this money coming to them as long as they was alive. But as soon as they pass away, that money stopped, which means the families who was depending on that money wasn't getting anything. And so what my position is too, like I say, it would happen to me if I wasn't in this business. So right now, that's why I say with this private reserve account, that only wheeled down to my next generation. So they gonna be taken care of. Just to let you know, so what the money's coming in, if that stops with the disability, that stops with the Army retirement, but they will still have other money that will still keep going to take care of those next generations. But the best thing I like about it, I can withdraw from this account tax free. This is the one of the things I like about it. Tax free withdrawal, and then basically you'll still get the gains of the growth of the improvement of your savings account. So are we still connected, Charles? Just let you know.
Yeah, we still connected,
We're still
man.
good? Oh.
And you have a powerful testimony about building wealth for generations. So our team is our legacy movement. So you're leaving a legacy behind for your children, and I love that about that story, and that's very powerful. That you said about when people pass away, the income that they're receiving stop. But you're making sure that your family is taken care of long after you're gone. See, people don't really understand how investment works. And I always tell people, the formula is if you want to live a certain lifestyle, whatever that lifestyle is, put a zero on the end of it. So if it's a $50,000 lifestyle, you need to have 500,000, and it needs to be growing in some type of vehicle at least 10% or more. If you want to do 100,000, add a zero to it. You need to have $1 million growing somewhere at 10%, so we can live off of interest. See, that's money making money, and you can't outwork money. So, man, I tell you, the Financial Edge membership is awesome. And I tell you, out of all the maxes, I can't really pick which max is better than the next, man, because Anthony, man, just put out of the water, getting his extra cash flow. He got out of debt, man. He's hiring his kids. He got a tax professional giving him advice on what he could write off. My beautiful daughter up there, my granddaughter had an awesome testimony. It inspired her to get in, and she done got repossessions taken off her credit, got thousands of dollars eliminated off her credit. Joe done retired from the military and just sat down. He didn't even get a boss, right?
Yes.
He's building wealth. He ain't working for nobody. He got time freedom. He got money freedom, and then you building a legacy. So it ain't just me, So and I tell you, I'm just so proud of each and every one of you. So hats off to you for not only just being a member of MWR Financial, but you are a certified customer. You walking the walk, and you're talking the talk. Okay, you're a product of the products. And so I tell you, if there's anybody else out there listening and you're trying to think about whether you want this membership or not, I mean, after these dynamite testimonies, I don't even know what to say to you about it. You need to come back again. We're going to be doing this all week long, y'all. Hey, this is a marathon of wealth that's going on, and be back here tomorrow. Be back here tomorrow at the same time, same station. There are going to be 4 more other stories out there, 4 other powerful stories that's going to be talking about the money max, the credit max, the wealth max, and the equity max. Okay, we maxing out here at MWR Financial, baby. I see you over there fighting, Joe. There it is. We knocking out debt. We knocking out credit, man. We giving pay raises. Hey, we starting investment accounts. We building legacies and stuff like that. So get with the person that got you on this live and let them know we're going to be back here tomorrow. We're going to be back here all week and listen to these powerful testimonies, man. I'm kind of reading over some of the notes, man. Man, it's so many of them, hey, hats off goes off to you guys. They talking about the wonderful testimonies and stuff like that. And people say stop running from money. Miss Sims say stop running from this money, man. We trying to give money away over here at MWR Financial. You know, so hey, hats off to you guys, man. That's all that I have for you, man. You are helping a lot of people. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, my mentor always says that facts tells and story sells. Okay, facts tell and story sells. Man, you don't know what you don't know, but we can all learn and grow. Like the company always say, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. So, hey, get somebody. If you like what you heard today, this is just day one. Okay, this is just day one. We just getting started. Hey, grab some folks that you know and tell them that the Extra Digit Movement, MWR Financial, is holding a wealth-a-thon, and you need to hear some of these powerful testimonies that's going on. Hey, this is your boy Charles Ivory, man. I'm signing off, man. You guys did an awesome job. Hey, kudos to y'all. Know how
congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm signing off, man. Peace out. I salute all you great men and women that serve in this nation.
All right.
Hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Congratulations. See y'all tomorrow. And at the top.
See you at the top. The bottom too crowded. All right, we signing out.
I'm still here.